Oh, god damn it, that f***ing alarm again.
A modern podcast where Chris and Mike talk about TV, movies, superheroes, and everything in between. It's time for Superhero Slate.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Superhero Slate, the show where we run down the latest superhero entertainment news.
We love TV, movies, and superheroes, so let's talk it all out.
My name is Chris Dillard.
And my name's Mike Royer.
And this week, Wolverine's third outing will be rated R.
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy cranks theirs to 11.
Mm-hmm.
Batman and Superman are on the rocks.
Oh, no.
And more.
Oh, man. What? It sounds like it's going to be a pretty interesting couple months coming up here.
Oh, man. Do we ever? So we've got Deadpool out of the way. I guess, I've seen on Facebook there's a checklist of all the superhero / comic book movies coming out over like the next 4 or 5 years. And this was the Deadpool was the first one marked off the list.
Yeah,
so
that's
we can put a big red X on that. And our spoiler cast was last week, so if you guys haven't listened to it, feel free to listen to our spoiler cast.
Yeah, I wonder what Deadpool's up to now. Like it's been raking in so much money. I've heard so many people talking about it. Everybody has their own opinions and ideas about it. It's been a big deal. It's been a big way to kick off this 2016.
It definitely is. And you know what? That's a good way to kick off our new segment for the show. We don't have a lot of riff-raff this week. We'll cover it in the notes. But Deadpool, I saw it again this weekend. Have you seen it twice yet?
No, I really want to see it again. I want the laughs. I want the laughs, man, but I haven't seen it. But how'd it go for your second showing?
Honestly, pretty good. I actually, it holds up on multiple viewings. It's funny because the people behind me, I don't think they knew what they were getting into. They were adults, I'd say mid-30s, 40s, and they from the get-go, as soon as the slow intro starts, they had no idea what they were getting into because you could hear their reactions the whole time behind us.
Yeah, well, I won't spoil any of the jokes just in case anybody hasn't seen it yet, but a lot of people have been saying there's not necessarily jokes in the movie as much as they're just pop culture references. Did those still hold up during the second viewing? Were those still funny?
Oh yeah. I really think so. And I mean I can't say I noticed more on the movie the second time than I did the first time, mostly because it just moves so quickly and it's just that much fun. It's
a very straightforward film. It almost seems like they had just enough movie to fill out their runtime, but it worked out well. I never felt like I needed more or it was lacking.
Yeah, totally agree. It held up really well. And my second viewing, I think, helped contribute to the box office. With this box office, right now, Deadpool is the number 6 rated R movie ever, and it's only on its second week.
Oh man, that's so awesome.
Yeah, that's really good news. That means it's on track to become the highest earning R-rated film in history, passing The Passion of the Christ, which is
number 1. Take that.
Yeah, I think both Hangover movies are in front of it, a Matrix movie, and I forget what the other one is that are there. So it's moving up. Also, great news, it's going to pass $500 million this week. I think it was on $495 as of the time of this recording. And is also the biggest domestic X-Men film ever. Yeah,
and I mean, just talk about the tiny budget. I mean, they are just ringing the bells over at Fox with the amount of dough they're raking in with this. Because obviously, yeah, we all know every time you talk about how a movie budget is low, they're like, oh, well, there's always double in marketing and blah, blah, blah. It still doesn't even matter. It paid for itself in the first weekend for sure. Because what was this, the budget? 80, 85 million, something like that?
I would say so. And then, the marketing probably mid-double that maybe.
Yeah, I mean, even the marketing was 100,000 or something like that. Not 100,000.
The estimated production budget is $58 million. So double that, $116 million.
Yeah. Either way, this is gonna come through like no other. I mean, budgets on bigger movies like Avengers are upwards $300 million, ridiculous, and then plus marketing for that. I mean, I mean, this is just great. This is awesome. There's a lot of people out there that are starting to get, I think, a little too worried, and I think a lot of it was brought up by that kind of open letter that James Gunn wrote. And I get it; he's more into Hollywood, more keyed in. But apparently, people are under the assumption that Hollywood is just going to throw out a bunch of rated R movies for the sake of making them rated R, and not focus on what Deadpool was being original. And I think it'll go well both ways. I hope we do get more original films after this, but I don't mind if we start to get more rated R movies. I mean, I want to go and I want to see more mature themes and more funny jokes. I want to see more swear words and stuff, because I get all of that on like TV and stuff anyway. If you're watching like HBO, or if you're watching these more intense shows on Netflix, so I kind of like that there might be movies coming out soon that don't really have to tone it down.
Yeah, so I think it's funny you mentioned that, because also, like, yes, people are like, we need more, we need bigger, but the writers who are signed up for Deadpool 2 say they don't want the bigger budget for the sequel. They want to work in their box and do the best they can, because I think that's what Deadpool, this movie has used to its advantage. They drew a box around it, said you can't spend more than this. What can you do? And they made the best out of it. Like, it's just fantastic,
I love
and it
that.
never feels cheap.
Yeah, and I think if they happen to get more budget, I think they just use it on making things maybe just look cooler. Because usually when you get a bigger budget, you try to go to more locations, or you try to hire more famous people, or try to put more into the movie. It's just like, if you get a bunch of money, just, I don't know, put it all into like practical effects or something. Just put it into souping up what you already made. So I don't think it would necessarily be a bad thing if they got a bigger budget, but if they're saying they don't want it, don't give it to them, and I think that's super awesome.
Yeah, totally. And what's something that's really cool is for the sequel that they're working on, a big fan thing that people want is Cable to show up, the counterpart to Deadpool. We've talked about this, and actor Stephen Lang is really campaigning for that role. You might know him as the bad guy from Avatar. We might have talked about this last week. I don't remember. But I remember taking down notes on this earlier this week. But like, Stephen Lang would be, I think, a great Cable. And he looks the part. If you take an image or take a look at the tweet that he posted, him and Cable, they look similar. And I think they should use that to their advantage. Because, I mean, not very often do people want to be in comic book movies that, are kind of risky. And I think Deadpool 2 is still kind of a risky move. Forward.
I mean, I'm kind of a fan when actors campaign for roles. I think that's cool, because it just goes to show you like comic book movies, superhero movies really have reached this next level where, just like 10 years ago, these were just like kind of like silly little movies. There were probably execs out there that didn't think they were going to be really anything to write home about, and then now there's actors out there that are just like, I got to be in one of these movies. They're huge.
Yeah, I mean, no one was clamoring to be in Elektra 10 years ago, so now everyone wants to be in Deadpool. So congratulations, Deadpool. You're knocking socks off, and I'm really happy for it. I think that leads us into the next, not X-Men Apocalypse, but the next X-Men movie, the first one for next year, the Wolverine 3. And due to a pamphlet handed out recently, shows the Wolverine will be releasing March 3rd, 2017, and is shooting for a rated R.
Oh,
I
feel like I called this, and I believe it was in the. I think it was in the spoiler cast, if not maybe our news episode, but in the spoiler cast for Deadpool, we were talking about the future of R-rated movies, and I was just like, can you imagine if the final send-off for Wolverine was rated R? And I started talking about getting those goosebumps, and then just a couple days later, I see that they're shooting for that rated R, and I was just like, oh man, I'm so excited.
Yeah, so totally, this pamphlet's awesome. A little bit of news is it was not due to Deadpool. They've actually been working on a rated R movie beforehand, which is great. I think Deadpool will only solidify that. They won't try to water it down.
Yeah, they definitely don't have to convince anybody anymore.
Exactly. And they're still shooting for that Old Man Logan adaptation from the comic book series. I mean, they can't do word for word, but it's going to be great. I guess the synopsis that has come out is that the comic book story is incredibly violent, featuring decapitations, brutal murders, and a hero who suffers from sudden bursts of bloodlust. So it sounds like that rated R is definitely going to give us the blood and the guts, and all the gore and violence that we could ever want.
Yeah.
In a Wolverine movie.
Yeah, like, I really want to know how they're going to adapt Old Man Logan. I mean, I could see how they could just make it like a revenge story, because that's kind of what Old Man Logan is. But they're missing so many crucial parts. I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. I'm more curious how they execute it. You know, because we don't have the Hulks in this. There's no way they can really get that. We can't get Hawkeye, you know, we can't get Red Skull in Washington and stuff like that. You know, I'm kind of curious, are they going to make it like a post-apocalyptic world? Because the only kind of players they have to deal with are just X-Men and stuff like that. So we can't really get cameos outside of that, you know? I guess maybe there could be like The Thing could technically be in it, because that's Fox.
Fantastic Four could still be in play. I'm going to count them out until we hear official word on whether that's going to go. But I think the rumor is they're going to use Professor X, the Patrick Stewart version, as like his Hawkeye sidekick. And like it should be in the future. I don't know. Again, there's a lot to be questioned here of what they're going to do. But I think that revenge story with Professor X as his, like, you know, guiding force will be interesting to see.
Well, technically, while they still have the Fantastic Four rights, they still could use the Fantastic Four in a sense and maybe just use one or two of them. Because, I mean, we got Colossus all in shiny metal. We never saw his human form. So really they just needed so much of a voice actor for him. You know, what if they did something similar for The Thing? That would be kind of cool. You know, we don't really need to like cast somebody and make it a big thing. Like just throw a voice in there and just have The Thing walking around like just in a scene. I think that'd be cool. I mean, they might as well use it while they got it.
Yeah, I could also see the world apocalypse being maybe created by Galactus even. Because I mean, maybe he doesn't destroy the world. Maybe he just drains it and becomes the apocalyptic wastelander. We don't know. We still need to see X-Men Apocalypse, but I definitely am looking forward to the Wolverine 3 for next year, if anything, to kick off. Maybe not kick off 2017, but at least give us a really good run for our money in March.
Oh man, that R rating gets me so excited.
Yeah, you are. I can tell. I mean, Mike's got a hard R right now. If you know what I mean.
Ooh, a hard R. Got that middle claw.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, so Mike called this one as well. Spawn the movie.
Yeah.
Todd McFarlane, the creator of Spawn, has finished a script of a reboot of the film, and he wants to direct it. Don't know if he will. But he has finished a script for the movie. You sent me this, the day of Deadpool or the day after Deadpool?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of this stuff kind of cropped up right after I think we recorded last week.
Well, you said they should make a Deadpool or a Spawn movie. And then 2 days later, they're like, Todd McFarlane has finished his script for the Spawn reboot. And we're like, okay, we can see that. Spawn has that look of Deadpool, I guess, like that shared kind of look and style. And the last Spawn movie isn't... I guess the only Spawn movie isn't great. I have fonder memories of it, maybe because I'm just...
We were young and we thought it looked cool. But apparently from what I've been hearing, I'm not like a big Spawn head or anything. Like I don't have any Spawn comics. All I really know about Spawn was from that one movie and kind of like the taboo of just like, oh, did you know there's this really adult cartoon show about Spawn? I was obviously too young to know what it was. So I enjoyed the mystique around Spawn. I thought it sounded really cool. And I always remember going into like gift stores and comic book stores and seeing the really, really like detailed Spawn action figures. That stuff always looked really, really cool, but I didn't really have much of attachment to Spawn. So I've been kind of learning a lot about Spawn since this news has come up, and apparently a lot of people thought Todd McFarlane and just all the writing around Spawn back in the 90s kind of sucked, apparently. I guess all of the popularity about Spawn was really pushed on by the art and the way it looked and not so much about the content in it. So some people are a little worried about this script. You know, some people just want Todd McFarlane to hand it off to somebody else. So I don't really have much to say on that, but I can say that's what people are talking about right now.
Yeah, and Spawn's with Image, and Image, I don't think they're making too many movies right now based on their stuff. I mean, Walking Dead, of course, we know is really well, but I can't think of any other Image series becoming movies other than, Spawn, I guess. But I do enjoy some Image books. Some are great. Sex Criminals is from Image. You're a big fan of that. East of West. I mean, I don't know. I don't care if Spawn comes back or not. So, but a script is done. So with the Deadpool thing, we might get a rated R Spawn movie. Not because we need one, but because maybe they want one.
Either way, we might get some sweet action figures out of it.
Yeah, always, always. Another comic book movie that we really enjoy around here is Kingsman. Rated R last year. Kind of kicked everything off for us, we think. Kingsman 2 is coming up, and Julianne Moore is in talks to be the villain for this movie.
I think that's cool. Julianne Moore is an amazing actress, so I think she's gonna kill whatever role they put her in. And she's a big name. I mean, Colin Firth, who was in the first one, obviously was a big name as well. So it's not like this is some like little indie movie or anything. But I think that's awesome that a sequel is attracting someone of her caliber.
Yeah, and Samuel L. Jackson was a villain in the first one as well, and I think taking this to the second one would be great. I don't think there's not a second series. Like, there's no book for this to be based on, so this will be original story. The first one, I didn't feel followed the book closely anyway, so that's okay. Not worried. So I'm glad they're kind of reaching out to people who maybe want to be in a comic book movie, but they're not ready for that Marvel DC commitment yet. Yeah,
Chris, you want to know what steams my broccoli? You know, we haven't talked about this in a while, but something's kind of making me grumpy.
Tell me about your broccoli.
Why does everybody on the internet have to find something to complain about or worry about? I mean, we do it in kind of a mitigated way where we're kind of even-handed with most of the stuff we talk about on the show. But some people out there just want to bitch for the sake of bitching. So, 2 examples. You know, once Deadpool came out, everybody loved Deadpool. It was amazing, rated R. But then everybody all of a sudden is super worried Hollywood is going to, like, fuck shit up. You know, Hollywood's just going to make all these dumb rated R movies. They're not going to do it right. They're not going to follow the thing. It's just like Hollywood's done what it's always done, is follow the money. And that eventually got us to the Deadpool movie to begin with. And like, so it's just like, don't worry so much. And then also with Kingsman 2, I like once the announcement was made, you know, that Kingsman 2 was coming out, everybody was just complaining like, oh, how are they going to do a sequel? Don't they understand that the whole world is basically trying to kill each other for 15 minutes? What's going to happen with all these rich people that died? How are they going to make a sequel after all this? I don't know. This is going to be pretty messy. And then some people are just like, oh, I really wish they could bring Colin Firth back to the movie. It's just like he was really good. I don't understand why they can't bring him back. It's just like it's madness. Why are you complaining? He was shot in the head. He's dead. He's not coming back. That makes no sense. It's just like, you should be excited that they're making a sequel and you have all these questions. You shouldn't be worried. I just want people to be able to go see these movies and like just enjoy them. Just take them in and just enjoy what they were, and then talk about them and speculate about the future and have fun about it. Like, don't start complaining already. I mean, like, you had something cool. Just chill. That's my broccoli being steamed.
All right, then. Well, then. Let's talk about something a little happier, then. Let's talk about Daredevil Season 2.
Yes, that brooding trailer.
Yes, we got our first trailer for Daredevil Season 2. I'm going to call this the first trailer. The teaser from last year really didn't give us a whole lot.
Yeah, that was more of a wrap-up of season 1.
Well, before that, there was still new footage with it was like a 30-second. It wasn't huge. The first official trailer landed very dark, very much focused on the Punisher and how he fits into this larger Daredevil world. And we definitely see a lot of... I mean, the Daredevil is never a character who is... like, he's never, like... Steve Rogers is always bouncing back. Daredevil, he looks beat up most of this trailer.
Yeah,
like, they're not going to be nice to him this season either, and that's okay. I think the Punisher Frank Castle is going to be a great addition to this. John Bernthal kind of embodies that. I think he's getting his Punisher on, and we're less than a month away. 3 days short of a month.
Yeah, there's 2 big takeaways I take away from the trailer, specifically when it comes to the Punisher. First of all, I know we're supposed to be getting a part 2 of this trailer, so this might kind of even things out, but there was a lot more Punisher than I thought there would be. You know, when we first talked about the Punisher, we thought he might be kind of more like represented in the story, kind of like Stick was in the first season, where he's maybe just kind of in an episode here or there. But this seems to be like, the Punisher is like the kingpin of this season. Seems to be kind of where they're leading with this trailer. I don't know if that's exactly how it's going to go, but I still think it would be good either way. And then the second thing I take away is I like the idea that what they did in season 1 may have created the Punisher. It seems like whatever ended up killing Frank Castle's family somehow was the cause of maybe what the Kingpin did, or maybe lashing out about on Daredevil, and they were some collateral damage. So I really like that connection that they might bring between the two of them. And then I guess third, we can talk about the little tag that we had on the little end of the trailer there.
Yeah, so my theory is the first, maybe 3/4 of this is dedicated to the Punisher, and then half of it is dedicated to Elektra, who kind of ended this trailer showing up, and there's essentially saying there's a part 2 of this trailer showing up in 4 days from now, on the 25th. I think it's going to be very Elektra-based. I think there's someone higher pulling the puppet strings, and we just haven't seen them yet.
Yeah, I mean, we had that kind of mystical, ancient, kind of like Asian-inspired magic that kind of popped up a little bit in season 1, and I'm curious if that's supposed to come back in season 2, or if we're kind of saving that for the Defenders and Iron Fist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I think Elektra brings some of that mysticism with her. She's known to dabble in that. I mean, she's come back from death before and had her hand in like ninja stuff. So I don't know where that's going to come in from, but I definitely want to know what part 2 shows us, because you're right. This does show like the Punisher is the main villain, but I think there's someone higher up pulling strings that we just don't know about yet, and that may be where the Elektra portion comes into play.
Yeah, and I wonder if the Kingpin's going to come back. I mean, is he going to lay low for a while? You know, do we expect him in like season 3, or do we expect him in Defenders? I don't know. I think he obviously is too good to stay in jail, or I don't remember if he ended up escaping jail at the end of season 1. I don't really remember.
He was staring at the blank wall.
Yeah, that's right.
That he started off with. I think he's a Defenders villain. I think he's gonna pull some strings from the shadows in his jail cell and weaken these so-called Defenders. And then strike at them in the Defenders miniseries. He's like the Loki of this.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because he didn't die. I mean, spoilers for Jessica Jones, they kill off their villain. But I mean, that show, that's what, 4 months ago now. So sorry if I ruined that. But I mean, I just watched it again. They kind of off that. So where does Jessica go from here? The Kingpin's still around. So, but the best part about Jessica Jones is it gives us Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Who is in his own poster now. I don't know if this is a teaser poster. There's no context. It shows Luke Cage, and it says Jessica Jones on the left because it came from Jessica Jones's Twitter page. But on the right, it has Luke written in what appears to be like Sharpie or something, and very purplish. I don't think that's the logo for Luke Cage. I think it's a little, I guess, flamboyant for his character. But I think this is saying that, hey, we're gonna start seeing some more Luke Cage stuff pop up as soon as Daredevil's over with.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's less oomph behind this stuff because we've already seen Luke Cage in a TV show, like releasing photos of him just in clothing. It just kind of looks like he's selling a jacket to us. So hopefully we get a little bit more of him soon.
Yeah, totally excited for that. Hope it kicks off. Hope we get it before the end of the year. Knock on wood from my side. We're gonna talk about Marvel movies. Civil War is coming up next. We get Daredevil, then Civil War. Are you excited for Civil War? Have you picked a side yet?
Yeah, man. I'm Team Cap all the way. I think I've been Team Cap from the very beginning.
As we all should be. So Civil War, we got some new Team Captain America promo work for your team Cap, I guess. It's got his team showing off Ant-Man, Falcon, Hawkeye, Bucky, Captain America, and Agent 13. We're missing one key character here, I think, that's on his team, the Scarlet Witch. But at the same time, we get to see the Falcon drone very, very much up close and personal.
Yeah, they really want to show off that drone. It looks gigantic, too.
Yeah, because everything's flying at you. So it's just some cool promo work. I mean, I'm not going to make this my phone background, but we'll probably start seeing this on packaging and in stores and all that fun stuff. But the biggest thing for me is Empire Magazine's newest cover for April 2015 is an homage to Civil War issue number 7 with Captain America holding up his shield and Iron Man blasting against it with his repulsors.
Yeah, that's so rad.
This is just like, if there are iconic images from Civil War, the comic series, this is one of them. Where you get the two fighting each other. Iron Man's blasting, Captain America's blocking. I don't know if this will happen in the movie or not, but for now, it just looks fantastic. I can't get over it. Barnes & Noble's where you can buy Empire Magazine, Mike, I looked that up.
Okay. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier this week, and we're like, have you ever seen an Empire magazine, like in the wild? Have you ever bought one? Or do they just make digital covers?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know. I looked it up, Barnes & Noble. So, it's $10 or $11, so it's an expensive magazine, according to the cover price. So, but that's really cool. On top of that, we have one more rumor that the Hulk might appear in Civil War after all.
Any credit to that rumor? Like, as we think in post-credit scene, or
it could be. So the thing is, why it could be, couldn't be, is I think it was Anthony Mackie was talking on a red carpet, and he mentioned Mark Ruffalo's name as people he worked with on Civil War.
Oh, huh.
But it was in a video, and if you watch it, he kind of like pauses, like he's searching for a name, and he just mentions people in like Marvel movies.
Oh, okay.
So he could have said it out of context, but at the same time, he could have accidentally let it slip.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want him in the movie. You know, I feel like we've talked about this before, where a lot of the characters, they seem to be pretty well matched for the most part. You know, if you throw Hulk in there, things get really, really crazy. But I mean, if you're gonna throw Hulk in there, go ahead and make General Ross Red Hulk and make them fight it out. But we've kind of been going along with the theory that, you know, Hulk going off on his own somehow takes him to Asgard, and I think that works out better in my mind for the franchise.
While I'm sitting here thinking about it, I think that maybe either Tony or Thunderbolt Ross find the Hulk, and they know they can't kill him, so they send him into space.
Maybe.
Very much like that. Because like, well, we can't kill you. We're just going to save the world from you, and sends him into space.
I mean, I suppose, possibly.
That if he shows up, that's my theory. He's not going to
Okay.
turn into the Hulk. Like, they're just going to launch him into space and be like, so long, buddy. We'll see you on the other side.
Well, hopefully we'll be getting some of this information with the next trailer, and we've kind of come up with the guess that it might come along with the return of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think that's a good estimated guess.
Yes. Or maybe the season finale of Agent Carter the week before. Mm-hmm. We're feeling early March.
Yeah, because if they wait until April, that's not a whole lot of time. I mean, that's a month basically before the movie comes out, and that's kind of taking up all of your TV spot time and everything. You know, so we're thinking early March is when we get that kind of final big trailer.
And you got to watch it before Batman v Superman.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So you got to see it before that. So it's either going to be, it'll be before Batman v Superman, first or second week of March is what we're guessing.
Yeah. And maybe I don't know if they'll attach it to like Jimmy Kimmel. I feel like Jimmy Kimmel, he's really only dropped first trailers. I don't think he's dropped like other trailers. So,
yeah.
You know, and I think the big question with this final trailer is, do we get a glimpse of Spider-Man?
That will be the question on everyone's mind. I'm voting no, but I hope I'm wrong. So we'll see. We may not see Spider-Man, but I think we're going to get a Doctor Strange trailer with Civil War. The first Doctor Strange will come with Civil War. Because if we look at the timeline between Civil War first trailer and release, is the same exact time frame between Civil War's release and Doctor Strange's release. Mm-hmm. Same time. We're going to get, I think that's what it's going to be. But in the meantime, we get a photo of Benedict Cumberbatch filming on the streets in his Doctor Strange attire.
This is a first. This is a first. This is the first time we've seen him.
Yes, other than the promo images. Mm-hmm. But I mean, honestly, on this like, you know, candid street level Instagram whatever shot this is, looks fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah, it looks great. I mean, he looks like he's been in a battle. He looks a little roughed up. You can kind of see the outline of his goatee a little bit. It looks like it's working for him. It's a cool costume. I really want to see him do some magic. I want to know how they execute that on screen. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be awesome. I'm really hoping we do kind of get that more dark, mystical, maybe slightly horror, scary aspect of this. I'm looking for it. This is going to be great. This is going to be a great way to tag off the year in November.
Definitely. I think this looks great. I can't believe how well this costume translates to real life and not just photos. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, staged photos. Like someone taking a picture of this looks great. The scene context is that one of the guy who plays Wong, I believe his name is Benedict Wong or something like that.
Yeah,
we went through this.
We made a breakfast joke.
Yeah. So he's like there was some sort of attack on the sidewalk. He's down. Doctor Strange is hurt, and Baron Mordo is there. So I love it. I can't speak highly enough of this. Really excited for Doctor Strange. Can't wait to see some of that.
Yeah, he looks ballin' right there. Can't wait.
It's true. And then the next Marvel movie after Doctor Strange is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Mm-hmm. We've been talking a lot about them getting together in warehouses and reading scripts and stuff.
Yes, we have. And we have our first, I guess, a teaser photo of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 now that production has started. Mm-hmm. And it's got Rocket and little baby Groot on the shoulder drags.
Baby Groot.
Star-Lord with his red eyes. I love the mask. Can't get enough of the mask. And Gamora... it looks like a rock star. Like there's like a backlight between them, and they're walking towards us. You don't see a lot of details. You don't need it. You just get you hyped to say Volume 2's coming. We're really excited for it.
I love that baby Groot. It makes me think that since Groot was such a big force in the first movie, and he could really take out groups of people, I feel like he's going to progressively get back to normal strength by the end of the movie. But I think he is just going to kind of be like not very much help when the movie kicks off, because I think I like the idea that they're going to really tell you, like, it takes a while for Groot to come back. So there actually is stakes. Obviously it's really hard to kill Groot, and you probably can't, but if you do destroy him, he's not going to be able to help you for a long, long time. So I like that they're showing that he kind of has limits to himself. So I think everybody's going to love Baby Groot.
I think they're going to use him as like a Ant-Man kind of way, like send him into small spaces that no one can get into, and like hop around doors and air vents and stuff like that. And they're going to be great. You're right.
Yeah.
They can't go wrong.
Yeah, don't waste Baby Groot on a promo image. Make sure he's in the movie.
That's right. So synopsis here for the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is set to the all-new Sonic backdrop of Awesome Mix number 2. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 continues the team's adventures as they unravel the mystery of Peter Quill's true parentage.
Okay.
Along with the synopsis, we got confirmed cast members. Number 1, Kurt Russell. Boom. Told you.
Give me the crow. I'll eat it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Put some butter and garlic on there.
You mean, like you said, you weren't totally against it. You just didn't feel like it was the right thing.
Yeah, well, it was mainly because the last time we saw Kurt Russell, and basically... Well, I guess, to be corrected, I haven't seen The Hateful Eight yet, but the last time I saw him was in Furious 7, and obviously that movie didn't leave a very good taste in my mouth, and obviously, like, it's a summer popcorn movie, whatever, however he was directed, the lines he was given, but I don't know, I think this might work. I mean, Marvel does amazing things, and Kurt Russell's a great actor, so I just need to see Hateful Eight to maybe get a better eye at him, get warmed up a little bit.
Totally. I love Hateful Eight. It's a great movie. I think you'll enjoy it. So I think he's going to be the father. That's my guess.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Totally. Second up, Pom Klementieff is confirmed as Mantis, finally. We knew she was going to be Mantis a long time ago. She's now being confirmed. And 2 more actors, Elizabeth Debicki and Chris Sullivan, have been added. I don't know them, I'm going to be honest. But that's okay. We're just getting more information as we go. Do you have anything else on Guardians of the Galaxy? I'm really excited.
It sounds like it's going to be a crazy party.
Yeah, I think honestly, like, I'm really excited that they're filming it. We're going to see some stuff. I remember, seeing the filming stuff from the first Guardians of the Galaxy, and this is going to get that much better. And then after Guardians of the Galaxy, we got Spider-Man, but then Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's the movie I'm freaking out about.
Everyone loves Thor Ragnarok. Biggest rumor right now is Samuel L. Jackson could make his Marvel Cinematic Universe return in Thor Ragnarok.
Ooh, I think that would be cool. I think, we've talked about the idea of, seeing Mark Ruffalo in Asgard, like a human being there, kind of reacting to everything. I mean, we kind of got that in the Dark World when Jane Foster got to go to that world, but she's not exactly much of a comedic actor. She doesn't have a whole lot of like oomph to her when she was there. They just kind of dressed her pretty and she felt like a princess. But I love the idea of Mark Ruffalo and maybe Sam Jackson both being there, just kind of responding to this craziness that they're experiencing. I think that would be cool. I want to see Nick Fury running around with like a rocket launcher, like trying to shoot things in Asgard. That'd be ridiculous, but it'd be so funny.
Well, we need him and Anthony Hopkins with their eye patches to have a standoff. And
oh
see
man,
what goes on.
I didn't even think about that. I'm super excited. Maybe they swap eye patches. Like maybe they're running down the hallways. They got a bunch of paperwork. They got a lot of work to be doing. They bump into each other. Oh, paperwork goes everywhere. Eye patches go everywhere. They put on the wrong eye patches. Stuff is crazy. We all have a good laugh.
Yeah, totally. And I think Samuel Jackson, he puts on his eye patch and sees out of Odin's ravens, and he just doesn't know what to do anymore. Like, it just knows his world it's a comedy. There's really a comedy now. So, Thor Ragnarok, really looking forward to that. Samuel Jackson, if he joins, I think would be a great addition. I think they really need to put a lot into Thor to make up for the Dark World's mediocrity. And this is, I think they're pulling no punches going forward, man.
Yeah.
That's my feelings. Star Wars, Civil War. So Star Wars is what we want to talk about now. We're done with Marvel. Star Wars.
Ooh, Star Wars!
There we go. One of the Star Wars thing. Episode 8. They announced the production with a video. And I don't know what to take away from this video. We've talked about this before the show started.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like the teaser trailer. It's like we've gone so far in front of teaser trailers now. Like, I like that they're just getting an excuse they can to put out footage. It's kind of a funny paced little trailer. You know, we get the last like little seconds of Force Awakens, and they say cut, and then all of a sudden that 8 just pops up with the blasting that music. It's just really, it's a really weird experience.
Yeah. So I guess the real question is here from this video: who directed the last scene of The Force Awakens? And we don't really know based on this video. I think that they filmed it with J.J. Abrams the first time, and then this is coming back to that and like trying to recreate the last scene, like to get back into the vibe of everything. Like we have to film the last scene because we're going to pick up exactly where this left off. Yeah,
they did make a point in that production announcement to say, welcome to episode 8. It makes me think that we are going to get another scene on top of that hill. I don't know if necessarily the movie is going to start right off the credits at that scene. You know, we kind of have to get our iconic spaceship in space moment. So I don't know if somehow that's going to lead into it, but yeah, we're definitely going to get some Rey training, I think, and that's going to be awesome.
Totally. Really excited for that. Along with the production announcement, we got some confirmed cast members. Benicio del Toro is coming into Star Wars.
He's our man.
I'm pretty sure he's going to be the villain. However, he could just be the collector, and this is all going to tie back into each other to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's all in space, right? It works.
Exactly.
Laura Dern is joining the cast. You might remember her from Jurassic Park. She was the counterpart to Sam Neill's character in the beginning. She had the blonde hair.
Oh, yeah.
Love me some Laura Dern. Great. And newcomer Kelly Marie Tran. I don't know who she is. I Google her. I couldn't find anything. So, whatever. But another fun fact is the working title of Star Wars Episode 8 is called Space Bear. And I'm pretty sure it's a reference to Ewoks.
Yeah.
Because they're space bears. Or maybe Wookiees. I don't know. Either way, so if you ever see, hey, we're filming Space Bear over here, it's Episode 8, go sneak in.
Yeah,
that's your place to be.
Ooh, maybe we'll get a little return to Endor.
Oh, good lord. That's where the training takes place. Rey has to go exterminate all the Ewoks.
They carry disease.
Yeah,
you have to call them.
Yes, you have to. You fight the dark side. Like they're dark side creations. Oh man, but no, that's some Star Wars news. I'm glad we got some. They're filming. Maybe we'll get some behind the scenes stuff to talk about over the year. We've got a long way to go for the next one. So, or I guess that one, but we have one at the end of this year.
That's
totally
true.
Excited. We're gonna shift gears. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, our next comic book movie.
Yeah, that is coming up. That's gonna be a big one. That's next month. No, not next month.
Next month, March 25th.
Yeah, next month, man. Oh, and it's gonna be so close to Daredevil. Next month is gonna be packed.
It is. That's the same. It's all like the same week of my birthday too. So I can't wait. This is gonna be a great month. March is gonna be awesome. Let's go with the confirmed stuff first. The runtime is confirmed 151 minutes. We talked about this in, I think, December, November, but now they did confirm through AMC theaters that is 151 minutes.
That's long.
It's longer than Man of Steel by like 8 minutes.
Oh.
So we need to get on Man of Steel. We got to watch that before next month.
Basically, we all know that Chris doesn't like people taking in loud snacks to the theater. Go ahead and practice what he preaches, and just don't bring anything in. Just take a couple sips of water from the drinking fountain before you go in. Make sure the bladder's empty. You don't want to be getting up and going to the bathroom during this movie.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. That like the first time I saw Deadpool as an example, I had to go to the bathroom about 3/4 of the way through, really bad. I didn't. I held, but this time I didn't. And I was very happy with that. So you enjoy it much better whenever your bladder's not pushing on you and you have to run out the door.
True.
So first bit of kind of, I guess, rumor / I guess I don't know what the word here. It's not rumor, but like this guy is in the movie, but we don't know who he's playing. Is Dan Amboyer has been cast in Man of Steel, or I guess Dawn of Justice, and he posted this picture of himself in a jacket in the snow, and he looks like Hal Jordan from Green Lantern.
Yeah, he does.
He's got the jacket on. If you look at the image that he's beside, he's wearing a flight jacket. Do you think he's like been cast as a Hal Jordan that we just don't know yet? Like they're saving it for an announcement?
I mean, I don't know. He's handsome as hell. I think he'd make a pretty good Green Lantern.
I do. I think he'd be great. I mean, he doesn't look like he could lead his own movie, so hence the Green Lantern Corps. I don't know what else I don't know what else he'd look like when he posted that picture.
I don't know if he's not a Green Lantern or anything like that. He looks like he could just be like a random military person, or maybe he's like a newsboy, like maybe he's a reporter or something working at the planet.
On IMDb, and this has been cast some doubt. It says drone pilot, and we know Hal Jordan was a pilot for the Air Force before he got his powers. Yeah,
maybe that's just how they bring his character into like the 21st century. Like, oh, there's no pilots anymore; they're all drone pilots. So maybe they somehow bring that character in.
Yeah, I think he's Hal Jordan. I'm gonna be honest. I think
just the word pilot anywhere in his credit that makes him.
And just how he looks, he definitely is
handsome AF.
Yes. So let's go on to some rumors.
We all like rumors around here.
Rumors. These are not good rumors. Batman v Superman. The story is just as divisive as Man of Steel was.
Yeah. So you're saying there's going to be people that like it and people that don't like it.
Yeah. There's going to be no middle ground for this movie.
No.
Is what the rumor is. It's not testing kind of well in the
I heard a little something too. I don't remember where it came from. I guess that's the whole point of rumor. But I heard some people saying that the movie is going to be too smart for people. I don't know where that came from. It kind of sounds more like an executive that says like, oh, this movie's really confusing, so that must be too smart for people. So I don't know how that's going. Like, it sounds like they're talking down to comic book fans, which that makes no sense. I think comic book movie fans are probably going to be overall pretty smart and be able to keep up with anything that they're watching. So I don't know. This is not good. I mean, obviously this stuff stems from so much riding on this movie. They're purchasing so many eggs to put in their basket. But I think honestly that's where it's coming from. People are just really worried and nervous.
Yeah, well, it's really contradictory to what we heard with the executives giving a standing ovation several months ago, and that's really what's confusing here. Executives may love it, but audiences aren't. So that's really where I'm a little confused. The budget is reportedly over $400 million right now. That would make it the most expensive movie ever made.
Yes.
I'm looking at the list right now. What do you think the current number one is?
Avatar, maybe?
Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Oh, geez.
It was $378.5 million. And
damn.
If this is truly over 400, yes, it will beat it. Pirates at World's End, I think that was the second one, was actually 300 million even. So there's a big difference between 1 and 2, and they're both Pirates movies. Avatar is actually number 10. It's like 237 million.
Well, I got kind of in the ballpark there.
Yeah, so you were close. You were close. All these other movies are pretty close. Spider-Man 3 is up there as well. So
yeah, I think I'm starting to go with a strategy here where I don't know if this is going to be true, but I feel like this is going to be the best way for me to possibly enjoy this movie, where I'm going to maybe kind of take the Fantastic Four approach, where I really don't think this movie is going to be anywhere near Fantastic Four level of awfulness. And I don't think it's going to be awful, but I think I need to go in with lower expectations. I definitely won't go in with the same expectations as Civil War, that's for sure. I'm going to go in with really low expectations. We talked about on the podcast like last week, I think, that we're going to rewatch Man of Steel to kind of get our bearings straight, to kind of get back into the franchise that they're kind of building. And I think that'll kind of level me off and get me prepared. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to go in with just the expectation of I want to see Batman do some cool stuff. I want to see him get punched by Superman. I want to see some punches. And I think that'll be good enough. You know, if I kind of leave it to a lower expectation, I think I'll have a good time. And I know that this $400 million is not so much a reflective of this movie as like the whole franchise. If they knew that there were not going to be any other movies after this, there's no way they'd spend this much money. No way.
Well, I don't know. It depends because I'm looking at what we reported on for the Justice League movies, 1 and 2 being $1 billion total for both of those. So I don't know. What really, like you nailed it on the head. They're putting a lot of eggs in one basket on their second movie, and that is that this could change the future movie releases if this doesn't work out as well as they planned. Now, I don't think it will bomb. I don't think it will be horrible. I don't think it'll be Fantastic Four level, but it could just be mediocre. I mean, run-of-the-mill movie, it's a movie, yes, cool, and we got some things we wanted, but some things are a little out. So, but I mean, if it could change the future movie releases, that brings me to my next point. The report is that says no one is at the helm of the DC Cinematic Universe.
That makes me a little nervous.
So, like Zack Snyder has his movies, right? Wonder Woman's doing its thing. Justice League has its thing. Each movie has its own, but like no one's at the helm in the ship. Like
there's no Kevin Feige over there,
right? And and X-Men has Simon Kinberg, who has been working with the recent releases, and they've been doing pretty well since he kind of took over. So I mean, no one at the helm is and that much money on the line. I think their Batman v Superman was a little premature. It shouldn't be your second movie because we don't care about the characters yet. So I don't know. I want to see good things, but I think you're right. We go on with middling expectations and kind of see what we get out of it.
And hopefully we'll be surprised.
Yes, I mean I think after Deadpool, everybody's kind of on high alert. Like that's a bad way to start the year off for the rest of the films.
Yeah, and it is really unfortunate because there's no way DC can get around the fact that this movie will be compared to the Marvel franchise no matter what. I mean, they're not necessarily competing. I mean, people are going to go see two movies. It's not like, I don't have enough money to go see these movies, I just won't go see it. I don't think that's how it's going to work. They all want everything to succeed, but they have no option to not be compared to Marvel. So it's unfortunate that they just kind of can't stand out and be alone. But I mean, they're all superhero movies. It's going to happen. So good luck, Warner Brothers. We're hoping. We're pulling for you.
We are crossing our fingers because, I mean, not only does this ride out, everything else rides on this movie, I feel. I mean, Justice League, I want to see Justice League. I mean, just as much as I want to see Avengers, I think Justice League maybe not nearly as much, but like to see all those people work together in like their manner is going to be different than how the Avengers came together. And that could lead to some really, really great things. They're a little more far-fetched in the DC universe. Like they don't deal in real locations and stuff like that. So it could be awesome. But again, Green Lantern Corps. I want to see Green Lantern Corps. Like that's my movie. Like, I mean, Ryan Reynolds' outing wasn't that good, so I hope they can do us justice going forward. Or The Flash. I want to see a good Flash too. I really like the TV show right now, so that's paying off. But
do it justice. Do it, Dawn of Justice. Let's cross our fingers.
So yeah, totally. Next up is we're kind of out of the woods on comic book movie stuff. So Blade Runner 2, we're going to talk about real briefly here. We've mentioned it a few times. I'm excited for it. The release has been confirmed as January 12th, 2018. And that's getting closer than we think, I feel. Like, I can't believe that's less than 2 years away now. And it stars Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford.
Ryan Gosling. Everybody loves you, so hopefully you can do it justice.
Now, do you think Harrison Ford will live through this one?
I don't know. I kind of hope he doesn't. I hope he just has this checklist if he wants to go back to all of his movies and just get killed off. Somehow they're going to make a sequel to Air Force One and he's going to be killed on a different plane or something like that.
Oh my gosh. It's all connected to Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he wants to tie everything up. He's just like, when I leave this world, I'm not giving anybody a chance to bring me back.
Yeah. So that's funny. So Blade Runner 2, I look forward to. I really like the first one. I caught it later in college. I didn't grow up like worshiping it as a cult film, so that's really fun. Last bit of news here is The Predator. They're making another one. We can't get rid of the Predator films, but we have our first image from it. And as it says, you'll never see him coming, the Predator. And that line rings a little bell, doesn't it, Mike?
Yeah, it sounds a little bit like the Mandarin.
He does. The exact line from Iron Man 3 is, "You'll never see me coming." When I saw this line, I'm like, when I read that in my head, I'm like, oh my god, that's the Mandarin. Funny enough, Shane Black wrote this Predator movie. And I don't know if he's in charge of marketing. They may not even use this line in the movie. but whoever it was decided to put 2 and 2 together and use that on this image.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of wondering if they're going to update the Predator at some point in time. Just because the Predator kind of looks like an older design. He looks like he's like from like the 80s, you know, like monster movie type deal. I wonder if they're going to upgrade his tech or something. Maybe ditch the dreads or something.
So, well, it's different. Like, a lot of that stuff, I don't know if it's part of him or just part of his body, but like, if you remember in 2010, they tried that with Predators. That had Adrian Brody, Lawrence Fishburne, Topher Grace.
I'm going to have to tell you, I don't remember any of it. Like, I don't know jack about the Predator. So
I don't either. I think they tried to update it there and it didn't really work.
I think I played I feel like I played a fighting game once where you could pick and fight as the Predator, like maybe like a Soul Calibur game or something, or maybe I'm imagining it. But I feel like I've
he's in the new Mortal Kombat. I think, surprisingly enough, maybe I don't know. Yeah, well, either way, they've tried a sequel about 6 years ago. It didn't really work out. I don't know if this is going to be that much better. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not totally excited. I like Predator more than Aliens, to be honest. But Alien Covenant has my attention more so than the Predator does.
Yeah, but per the usual, we seem to cap off our shows by talking about something that we're just like, what? Okay.
Yeah, we want to give you the news. This is the best we can do for the news. So that's about it. I honestly, we skipped the riffraff over the beginning. I don't have anything else to add this week. I've been pretty busy playing a lot of Pokemon on my DS. It's been one of those weeks. Tried the Division beta on Xbox. It's a Tom Clancy game. I really recommend that if you can. But comic book related. Oh, my fun story is my fiance's sister saw Deadpool, automatically became a comic book reader this week.
Oh, and nice.
She's buying an iPad to read comics on her iPad with the Marvel Unlimited subscription today.
I love it.
Like, instantly, like, she has a Kindle Fire, but wants the iPad because of the Marvel Unlimited app. So
nice. I love it.
That's the goal of comic book movies. I feel like you may not be a reader, but maybe you can bring them back in to different things. And she's really enjoyed the Deadpool books I gave her.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, my Deadpool collector's core came in the mail from Marvel this week.
Oh yeah, you've been sending me all kinds of collectible pictures.
It's been a hell of a week, man. It's I mean, here in Indiana, we were like a foot of snow a week ago, and now it's like 70 degrees out and sunny. It can't make up its mind. I'm really confused. Whatever. So I mean, unless you have nothing else, man.
Well, I mean, I'm about to cap off this weekend. The wife and I later tonight are attending a live recording of the Nerdist Writers panel. It's a really great podcast where they bring on writers and they talk to them. But this is going to be a really, really cool panel where we get to see some of the showrunners and producers from Daredevil and Jessica Jones, and some of the creators of the show Parenthood, which is a nice little guilty pleasure show that everybody should watch on Netflix. So much drama in one little family. But I think this is going to be really, really cool. So maybe I can't promise anything, but maybe I'll get a little insider information on the next seasons of Jessica Jones and Daredevil, maybe some Netflix news, and I'll let you guys know next week if I get anything.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm really excited to see what they say, if they can say anything at all. But I mean, that'd be great. I mean, honestly, I love Daredevil, love Jessica Jones. Maybe they'll drop some knowledge on us. Maybe you'll get to see the trailer early. Who knows?
Ooh,
I don't know.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, it would be. So, all right then. Well, if they want to follow your other shenanigans that you do outside of here, Mike, where can they follow you at?
Well, as always, they can follow me at Mike Royer Design on Twitter and Instagram, and you can go read my webcomics at pickledcomics.com. Hopefully I'll keep up with my schedule of a new comic every week. It seems to be going pretty well. But
yeah,
Chris,
you're busting those out, man. That's impressive.
Yeah,
I really like it.
Chris, you steer this ship. You're the captain of the show. If they want to know everything that's going on with you, where can they follow you?
Oh, well, thank you so much. As I grab the helm here and drive, you can follow me on Twitter at Valdan, VALDAN. Right now, I have a poll going on which new Pokemon game I should buy at the end of the week. Red, blue, or yellow. Tweet me, let me know, vote my poll. You will decide what I purchase at the end of this week.
I vote yellow.
You vote yellow? Well, did you vote in the poll?
No, not yet.
Go vote in the poll. Red right now is winning. Yellow's in second. No one's voting blue. This is cool.
It's all about Charizard, man.
It really is. That are Pikachu. Well, the yellow had color to it, and that's really the distinguishing
and
factor.
A little Pikachu followed you around.
Yeah, it's really cute. Really totes adorbs, guys. Love it. Or you can follow me on comicui.com where we post news updates and stuff like that. Kicking off here, starting in March, is I have essentially the Arcade Expo to go to the first week, the Lexington Comic Con, and then C2E2 3 weeks in a row. Boom, boom, boom. It's going to be busy. Comic UI is going to be there at all 3 of those, so follow me on there. And check me out on the destinationcomics.com. I do a little show called Tuesdays Picks with Mitch, where we talk about comic books if you're interested. If not, no big deal. Yeah, and that's it for me. What about the rest of the show, Mike? Lay it on us.
Well, what you need to be doing is you need to be visiting superheroslate.com, because that's the place where you can find all the outlets for our show. We're on iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Tumblr. You can subscribe to us and get us right to your inbox with email. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. That's the best way to follow the show. If you're a fan of the show, please head on over to iTunes and leave us a review. It really helps us stand out amongst the other shows out there, get us some new listeners. And if you're a super fan, like our super fan Jim, you might possibly get a cool little picture drawn of you if you're really engaged in the show. But if you're a super fan like Jim, feel free to share the show with a friend. Spread the gospel of superhero Slate. And that's all I got.
That's awesome. And I totally want to give a shout out to the I believe it is the Cool Nerd Show. Really, really, guys are really interacting with us as well on SoundCloud and Facebook and stuff. Really like those guys. So keep it up, and thanks so much, everyone, for listening to the show. Love you guys.
Yeah, this is awesome. Well, we'll see everybody next week, I guess, right?
Yes, we will see nothing new, but we'll see you then.
All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.